I could feel the victory in the air. My Saturn return is exact today. Technically, I already passed, but I can feel the victory. I can feel everything that I fought for. I can feel the position that I made it into. I can feel everything I'm about to go and do and why I had to become the person that I am on this day of my Saturn return. I have no doubt. I have no insecurities. I have things to learn because I'm a human, thank God, but I don't feel insecure about where I'm going. I don't feel my inhibitions anymore. I don't feel trapped. I don't feel imprisoned. I don't feel restricted. Weird Saturn stuff. I don't feel restricted in a way that every single thing that I have fought for up until this point, Saturn and Aries, makes sense. Thank God I was asked to go and cause mischief and mayhem and burn the bridges and break things down and claim a position. Thank the gods. Thank God. Thank the goddess. Thank them. Thank them. Thank them. Thank you. There's no way I would have done this without the spirits, and I'm so on my team, and I'm so grateful. Really all the spirits, because we all work in unison, right? I'm so grateful that I have made it to where I am, that I've done the work and kicked ass. Okay, I did a really good job. Thank God. Thank God. I did such a good job. It's crazy to me also. I just had a conversation recently that made me realize, and I've been realizing this for maybe like a week-ish now. Okay, so recently, but there was like a solidifying conversation where I realized how strong I am. Also in that conversation, I realized I don't think anything will ever be taken from me ever again. Unless I really honestly just am innocent to a situation and I get fucking played. But I feel like at this point, I know a lot about people. For reference and clarity's sake, I've lived most of my life on my Pluto line. I have a Scorpio stellium ruled by Saturn. I have a Saturn stellium crossing both Aquarius and Capricorn. And then because I'm a Pluto and Sagittarius and my Jupiter's in Capricorn, my Scorpio stuff is also ruled by Saturn. And then my Mars rules both Scorpio and freaking Saturn in my chart because my Saturn's in Aries. So I've always had hierarchy, death, destruction, transformation, build yourself more, be willing to knock all of it over eventually because you might have to. The world is risky. It is a dangerous place. We're all fighting for something. And I'm so grateful to the spirits who have ushered me into this position where I now understand not only what I'm fighting for, but how to fight for it and how to identify what other people are fighting for, how they're doing it, and if it is of an enemy territory or not. We're not going to get into details because you would have to hear my entire life story, and we don't have time for that right now. However, we're about to get real freaking shifty up in here. There's a lot that I just feel this solidification in me that now that I'm here, because the position that I'm in life, I've fought for it. I've done a lot to make it here. I want more. And I don't want more because I've been having this conversation about greed for a while now. It hasn't come back up until literally right this moment, but probably for about a year and a half. That's usually my curriculum time frame is like 6 months to 2.5 years, generally speaking. In the spirit, that's about how long my lessons take. So for about a year and a half, the spirits were teaching me about greed. And one of the things that I realized about greed, as someone who comes from people pleaser sort of territory, abuse, trauma related, whatever. Okay, we don't need to get into it. But just like that's something that I was working on for a long time is like caring and loving and giving and overgiving and sharing and oversharing and continuing to give and to give and to give even when I didn't really have much for myself. Always take care of other people. And one of the things that I realized about greed is that greed starves. Right? That's like a fundamental thing about greed. It starves. But what happens if you not going for more in your world? Now you're starving yourself, which means that greed, weirdly, is activated. And you're using it, well, at least I was, okay? I was using it as kind of a shield, maybe like an excuse to not go and be more of me, more of my truth, and more of the position that I wanted in the world. Greed starves, so don't let it starve you. And of course, don't like overtake and overdo. There's balance, right? Okay. But also, yeah. So thank God for the Saturn return. Thank God I made it. And Saturn just entered Aries and it's going to be here for a couple of years. So I've had my Saturn return. I know who the fuck I am. I know what I'm going to do. I know how I'm going to do it. I have a plan. And I'm going to go. That's crazy to me, honestly. There's still things I don't know. Again, I'm a human. Thank God. There's still things I don't know. There's still questions I have. There's still things I want to figure out. And I'll probably figure it out on the way, you know? But in terms of like destiny, purpose, positions, etc. in my life that I'm really, really focused on, I don't think at this point anything but the gods could move me. So, you know, if I need to be moved, then I will be, you know? Anyways, if you're going through your Saturn return, hopefully it's this empowering. Good for you, okay? Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. I'll probably have more updates about my Saturn return eventually, but today was the day. So, That's what I have to say about it. I just want to get back to work, so I'm gonna go do that. Technically, I guess these videos count, but there's other things I'm building in the background, such as a Saturn-oriented person. Okay. Anyways, though, keep up the work you need to do. I will too. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Also true. Yeah.